Hello, and welcome to the next portion of the Pocketful of Poems project. We are going to be working on creating a picture poem today. It's important, however, if you did not finish the Monday assignment, which was this title page here, or the Tuesday and Wednesday assignment that covered these two poems, that you go back and do that first. So if you haven't done these pages yet, please stop the video here, go back and do Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and then you can pick up with this project now. So we are coming down to page 2. So you should already see a picture of the cat here. This is what we're going to do our picture poem about. And we're going to do our picture poem that has to do with 4 descriptive words for this animal. And you can do this with any picture that you choose. You would just change the descriptive words that we use. So we're going to take this picture and we're going to put it into a Google Drawing. So just like we did up here, using the Google Drawing to layer things, we're going to do the same thing with the picture poem, but using word art. So the first thing I want you to do is click on your cat. Once you have the box around your cat, you know that it's selected, and we're going to cut it out again. And remember, the cut is the control plus the letter X. Okay, control plus X, or you can right click and do cut. I'm going to do control X so that it disappears. And then I'm going to put it into a Google Drawing, which is insert, drawing, new. And then I'm going to paste it into here by either doing right click paste or control V as in Victor. And then the picture will show up here. Okay, so I want you to pause the video here, go to your page 2, cut out the cat, paste it into Google Drawing, and then come back. Okay, now that we have our cat, we're going to kind of click and drag him towards the center because we're going to put our words around the cat. And if you notice that red line that pops up right there, that's showing me that it's right in the center from side to side or horizontally. And if I kind of move it up and down, there should be another red line that pops up. There it is. And then you can find exactly where the middle is. So when you have that red X, that's the exact middle of the screen. Okay. So we're going to put our cat there. And now what we're going to do is add 4 words around it. But instead of just typing them with text, we're going to use something called word art. And word art is found under actions. So you come up to the actions button and you click where it says word art. That's going to open this box here. And this is where we're going to type the word that we want. So let's say we're going to describe the cat first. So you can either use a word that tells you it's a cat. So it could be cat, could be kitten, maybe feline. My cat's name, I had a bunch of cats. My last cat's name was Gizmo. So I'm going to use the name Gizmo. Maybe you have a cat at home. You can use your cat's name or anything else that's going to give this cat a name. Okay, so I'm going to use the word Gizmo. Once I've typed the word, all I need to do is type enter. And it's going to put it in like this. Okay, so this is what I want you to do now before you come back. So you're going to move the cat to the middle, come up to actions, word art, type the name for your cat and hit enter, then come back to this video. Okay, so now that we have the name, we're going to go ahead and drag it above his head. Okay, and now there's a couple of different things that we can do. Number 1, we can change the font. So just like we change the font normally, I can pick a fun, different font to use. So maybe I'm going to use the lobster font. Then I have the option of changing the paint color. So this is the color of the inside of the word. So let's say I pick this pretty blue like this. Now, the thing that's different about word art that you can't do with normal text is the ability to change the color of the outline. So even though you can't see it because it's really thin, there's an outline around here. And I'll show you. If I pick a different color, let's say this pink color, you can kind of see that it changed. But what's neat is right next to this pencil with the border color is this weight. So weight means how thick the line is. So right now it's only 1 point. But if I jumped up to 4 points, watch what happens when I click on this. 4 pixels, I mean. See how this made that thicker line of color around it now? You can make it even thicker. So again, coming to the weight, maybe I make it 16. Oh, that looks a little crazy. Okay, so I kind of like the 4. I think the 4 is a pretty good amount because I can see the color. but it doesn't interfere with me reading the word. Now, the other option that you have, which is kind of neat, is this different types of border. So right now it's just this solid line, but you can make it a dotted line. You can make it this weird dashed line. So it's just a way to kind of make it a little fancier if you like that. I personally kind of like the solid line for this particular font. And then, of course, you have bold. You have italics if you like those. I don't want any of those for that. So it's your choice how you want to arrange it, but you're going to type your word, pick your font, your paint bucket color, your outline color, and then how thick you want the line. So go ahead and do that now for this word and then come back to the video. Okay, so now I have my one word at the top. So now what I need to do is add another word. Before I go up and hit action and add another word art, I need to make sure I don't have this box around. Because remember, if this box is here, you're telling the computer, hey, delete this and put in this new thing. I don't want that. I want this to stay. So I'm going to click over off the word, and then I'm going to come up to action and add another word art. So now after putting a name, what I would like to do is put an action word or a verb. So let's say things that cats do: running, jumping, sleeping, clawing, scratching, eating. There's so many, but for my cat, Gizmo was a big sleeper. So I'm going to put sleeping because he sleeps all the time. So whatever word you want to do. So I'm going to say sleeping. There it is. I'm going to pick a font, maybe something different this time. I'm going to pick a color. Maybe I'll go with a green. I'm going to pick an outline color. Let's go with this gold and a thickness. Because this is a little bit more of a thinner cursive, I didn't go quite as thick on the outline, so it's a little bit easier to read. And maybe I want to put this at the bottom. And then don't forget, because this is word art, it acts like a picture instead of text. So I can actually twirl this. So I can take this little circle and I can spin it on an angle, or I can leave it, I can go straight up and down. I can do all sorts of things with it. So maybe I'm just going to put sleeping kind of right across his body. You can put it wherever you want, because this is the picture part. This is the creative part where you're making it how you want it to be. So I'm going to put sleeping like that. Okay, so why don't you pause here and go ahead and create your action word, your verb, and change the font, the color, the outlines, and put it where you'd like it to go, and then come back here. Okay, word number 3. Again, make sure you click off of it first, right? You don't want that box before you do word art. Now we're going to pick a part of the cat, and we want like a descriptive word in the part. So for instance, maybe long tail, or soft fur, or chubby tummy. I don't know, pointy ears, long whiskers, sharp claws. There's so many different combinations you can do. I'm going to say fluffy fur, because I don't know why I capitalized that. I'm not going to capitalize it. Fluffy fur. Because Gizmo, my cat, was a really long-haired cat. He had lots and lots and lots and lots of fur, and he was really fluffy. All right, so same thing, picking a font. I'm going to pick something slightly different, something that's not cursive this time. Maybe, let's see. What is like Merriweather? Okay, so maybe Merriweather. That makes it really huge, so I don't like that. See, sometimes you might have to play a little bit before you find what you like. Roboto is kind of fun. Let's try one more. What else? Oh, did not mean to do that. How about... This is kind of more delicate. Okay, so we're going to go with that. We're going to change our paint color again. Let's pick something new and different. Let's go with this burnt orange. And I'm going to go with a lighter color on the outside. Maybe that kind of orange. Make my thickness. Let's see. I think 4 might work on this one. Okay. And then I'm going to shrink this down. Fluffy fur. I'm going to make it real small. I think I'm going to put it on his hand here like this. Like he's holding his fluffy fur. All right, so now I have his name, I have an action word, and I have the part of him, the fluffy fur. Okay, actually, now that I did that, I want my weight to be a little bit thinner. There we go, I made it a 2. See, when I shrunk it down, it got too much of the line, that orangey color, so I wanted my other color, so I had to play with the weight. All right, pause here, go make your part. 2 words, right? Fluffy fur, long tail, sharp claws, whatever you want it to be, and put it where you want it. Okay, last one, last word. So again, make sure you're clicked off of everything. Action, word art. And now we're going to put an adjective, something that describes the cat. So maybe it might be sleepy or loving or soft, anything that describes the cat. I'm going to put loving because my cat always loved to cuddle and hug and love me. So I'm going to put loving. I'm going to pick a font that I like. And I'm going to pick a color. Let's go with a light color this time on the inside and do like a darker color on the outside. So maybe I'll do something like that. And then change the thickness of the line. Oh yeah, that looks cool. I'm going to change if it's the size of it. I'm going to rotate it around a little bit. And I'm going to have it coming off his tail like that. All right, so go ahead and make your adjective and add it in. So you should end up with 4 separate words, a name, an action word, a part of the animal, and then a descriptive word. Once you're done, come back here. Okay, final step to do is to put it back into our document. So we do that by hitting save and close. Okay, and that's going to insert like that. And if you want to get a better view of the whole page, you can go ahead and drop this down to 50% and you can see what it looks like. And maybe you decide, okay, I think maybe he needs to be a little bit bigger. So maybe you just kind of stretch that out a little bit and it might, make it slightly larger. And then you can click off and you can see what it looks like. And there's your picture poem that you created. That's all we're doing today. Tomorrow we will move on to, or actually at this point it'll be next week, move on to the descriptive poetry page. But for now, once this is done, you can just close this. It'll automatically save. And if you have time left in the period, you can go ahead to Typing Tutor. Remember, spending about 6 to 10 minutes on typing each day. As always, if you have any questions, leave me a comment or send me an email and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Good luck with everything.